Hi, I'm Jake Arnold, interior designer based in Los Angeles, and I'm so excited to share with you my tips for picking an interior designer with the local project. So when defining a mood and the purpose of a space, I think functionality is key. So really understanding how you want to program the space, whether it's the whole house, whether it's the room, and then once you have worked out how the space is really going to add and create ease in your life, which is the whole goal of design, then I like to go into mood setting, creating the feeling that you want in that space. So when looking for an interior designer, I think one of the biggest things you can do, even if you have no idea where to start, is just collect things that you like, whether it's images, clothing in your closet, a playlist, just to create the mood, to get to understand what you're loving. And what I always ask my clients is, what is your favorite hotel? Whether you love design, whether you have a background in design, everyone has a favorite hotel, and that is very indicative of how you like to feel. And we can take nuances to a potential interior designer, and it gives you the ability to articulate what you feel is a representation of yourself. So in choosing a designer, the most important thing is to make sure you align with someone's style that you resonate with. And that could be from photos that you've seen, someone's home that you visited, or even just picking up a magazine and connecting with something that feels like you could see yourself living there. Looking at someone's portfolio, you have to be really careful to understand the tenets of design and what you're seeing as a common thread. So I look at what the images on the portfolio give you, whether it's warmth, comfort, refinement, tailored, exciting, or whimsical, just something that is really a reflection of how you want to live in your house. So I really make sure that I'm aligned from a personal perspective at the beginning, and to have a relationship that has a solid foundation, because it is an arduous, time-consuming, stressful, and sometimes daunting experience for clients. So what I like to do is really get on the same page from the beginning and understand how collaborative the client wants to be, or how much they want me to take the lead. And a lot of the times I think it's a mix of both. And I really love being challenged by clients and getting to know different personalities and seeing how they see things. Rome wasn't built in a day. So if you want something great, I always recommend walking into this experience, accepting that things take time. It could be a year to 4 to 5 years, even longer, depending on the project. So it's very important that you know what you're getting yourself into. And I think there's obviously budgets, timelines, restrictions, but again, being flexible is important, because I've never heard of a project finishing early or going under budget. So that is just really what it is. Our intentions are always to meet timelines and budgets, but there's a creative flow in a project that if you want something really great, then you have to have some trade-off in certain areas. And over the years, I've begun to get more comfortable taking more time when needed, instead of rushing and then costing more money in the end, because you've made decisions that now, 3 years down the line, aren't exactly what you wanted. Sometimes we get caught up in the plans, and I actually think going into the space often is so important, because that's how you really feel what's going to work. And a huge part for me is it's innate. So on plan, everything is following some type of design philosophy or rule, but then in person you get to play with that, whether it's playing with scale, playing with materiality. You actually feel that when walking through the space more than any rendering or floor plan. Starting a project, if you're a client, you should have a very clear idea on just the idea of how much you want to spend, whether it's an overall budget or if you have some type of understanding of what is typical. For me, I like to give a client at the beginning a very broad strokes number per square foot. So I think that's a really important part when working with someone, is to know what their standard cost per square foot to achieve these beautiful spaces that you're seeing. So the big misalignment is sometimes you could love a designer, but then have a complete unrealistic expectation on the budget and understand that the reason why you love something is because that's how much it's cost to get that final result. So clear communication, I would say, is number one. It's essential. Being honest, being direct, understanding that things are not personal is a huge component of this job and this industry. And I've learned over the years that when you don't take things personally and you're able to directly articulate and communicate, everyone is happier. The worst thing you can do is bury your head in the sand and avoid having certain conversations. So discomfort is key for any relationship because it will either bring you closer together or it will shine a light more so on the fact that maybe it isn't a good fit, and that is also okay. I always say in projects that everything has chapters, so there's up and downs, and sometimes when there is a down, I very much intentionally like to show up, reset the energy on the project. I've had times in the past where everyone's got a little bit bogged down, got in the weeds, everyone's a little on edge, but then just coming to the job site, having a new positive attitude and reminding everyone that we're all here for the same reason. So whether you're the contractor, the client, the architect, the designer, it doesn't matter, we're all here for one reason. So when you forget that, it's very easy to have differing opinions and finger pointing, but I'm very quick to reset that and again, brush it off and try to move on. I've had so much fun chatting with the local project about how to choose an interior designer. It seems to be a mystery for most, and hopefully today we've kind of debunked how to go about it, and I'm very excited for you to start your journey, your experience, your home project, and just remember to not take it too seriously and enjoy the process.